The Democratic Party have lied to us about everything. They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party that wants to help poor people. Okay? What the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good. These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people. And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied to me while stealing my tax dollars. The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes for the last 4 years. 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in, and now we come to USAID being probably the largest money laundering operation in American history. Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff. I'm disgusted beyond words. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste with...
Yes, a lot of people are aware this was a Democrat, but yesterday he changed his mind. He's no longer a Democrat after seeing what the Dodge discover with this fake outcry on social media. He realized his tax dollars wasn't going into where Democrats claim, and this has caused him to change his mind. He's not the only person. I saw this video to be very important. It will enlighten you to understand the perceptions he had. The White House press secretary did something. When you take a look at this article, the White House says it will cancel 8 million in political subscriptions after a false right-wing conspiracy theory spread. That is crazy article from CNN. This USA was funding political, and immediately Dodge discovered everything, cut off everyone. Yesterday, Politico was unable to pay its workers because it was funded by the government.
I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting, federal waste and funding, like $2 million for changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you. Democrats are outraged that the American people want to be, they want their taxpayers going to good uses, not stuff like this. But then they're very quiet about the fact that there are still North Carolinians and people in California who have lost everything, and in the last 4 years, this federal government did nothing to help them. This president will continue to put Americans first, and I think the successes of this week so far speak to that, and it's only Wednesday. So I'll see you guys later this week, and we'll see you this afternoon. Thank you very much. Karoline. It's unacceptable, the comments that have been made by these Democrat leaders, and frankly, they don't even know what they're talking about. Because President Trump was elected with a mandate from the American people to make this government more efficient. He campaigned across this country with Elon Musk, vowing that Elon was going to head up the Department of Government Efficiency, and the two of them, with a great team around them, were going to look at the receipts of this federal government and ensure it's accountable to American taxpayers. That's all that is happening here, and for Democrat officials to incite violence and encourage Americans to take to the streets is incredibly alarming, and they should be held accountable for that rhetoric.
It sounds like something that they're most concerned about is Doge engineers with access to Treasury systems. Can you clarify, Do the Doge engineers have read-only access
Yes.
in these systems? So they are not allowed to write new
No.
code? They are not, okay.
No.
USA ID has gotten a lot of attention the last couple of days with some of these bizarre things that we've been, taxpayers have been funding. Now it looks like there are a couple media outlets that have been dragged into this conversation as far as USA ID funding as well. Does the president have any comment on that?
So upon coming out here to the briefing room, I was made aware of the funding from USAID to media outlets, including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. And I can confirm that the more than $8 million taxpayer dollars that have gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayers' dime will no longer be happening. The Doge team is working on canceling those payments now. Again, this is a whole of government effort to ensure that we are going line by line when it comes to the federal government's books. And this president and his team are making decisions across the board on, do these receipts serve the interests of the American people? Is this a good use of the American taxpayers' money? If it is not, that funding will no longer be sent abroad, and American taxpayers will see.
Yes, with this, you can better understand what exactly is happening with these people and why they are freaking out. Wise people understand the politics behind this because they no longer have that access to continue to launder money everywhere. That's one of the primary reasons they're trying. When you look through all the reasons why these people should be freaking out, you saw the man at the beginning of this video. He understands what is happening now. For years, he was being deceived. And if you are still there as a Democrat, if you don't see what is happening, then I don't know. I like people who can stand up for the truth, no matter your political party. If you are a Democrat, you should look into some of these reasons and question it. Yeah, I don't just want you to be that kind of slave behind a party. Be someone that can be reasonable enough to see darkness where there is darkness, to see light where there is light. That is what I should be seeing people doing. Some, because they are slave behind political parties, will get up and taking a look at this. This is the biggest scandal in news media history. No employee at Politico got paid yesterday. First time ever the company missed a pay period. This is a crisis. Now we learn Politico, a news company which spent the last 10 years trying to destroy the MAGA movement, was being massively funded by USAID. Trump and Elon deleted their funding. Now Politico will go out of business. The corruption is endless. Good riddance. People are not seeing the truth. This is something we never knew. Joe Rogan had this to say.
You know, what's fascinating right now is we're getting a chance to see what happens when you take a business approach to the government in the White House. We're seeing right now with this whole US aid thing where they're uncovering massive amounts of corruption and waste and just a lot of weird shady shit with NGOs and where an enormous amount of money is going. And you're seeing someone look at this thing that is incredibly efficient almost by design, and instead of saying like, well, this is just how it is and this is how these politicians get funded, so let's just keep this thing going the same way it is and make some incremental changes to try to make people happy so we still get elected. Instead of that, you're seeing a politician, a president who's coming in who can't get reelected, so he's just going ham. And he's just cleaning out everything. And people are freaking out. The same people that say we need radical change. We need radical change. We've got corruption. We need radical change. Okay, well, here's your radical change. We don't need this. But you do. The government does. They need oversight. And they haven't had that. And because of that, you're seeing this not just waste. You could call it waste, but it's deeper. It's deeper than waste. It's corruption. And you're seeing that corruption get weeded out. I am hoping that this is successful and that it yields a benefit to the American people, to the working class people.
And their hard-earned money, and they want their tax dollars to look like it's helping the country.
And also, I got to say...
Don't you agree?
I totally agree.
I mean, man, I've looked at from when I moved to Nashville and made zero to what I make now, and I paid a ton of taxes, and man, I just want to see it I just want to be able to go, that's my damn tax dollars working right there. That's helping people and making the country a better place. But I've yet to see.
Buddy, I live in a state with 13% tax
I don't
on
know.
every year, and I just had to endure a fire that would have happened anyway, but could have been handled a lot better. But my 13% was not used wisely.
I know. Don't you want to see it do well?
Yes, I do.
Gosh.
That's what I'm saying. I do.
We begin with this Fox News alert. President Trump has the world's attention now. He came through.
Any clip you see behind my videos that is just for algorithm, you can stop here. God bless you abundantly. Please always share the videos. It motivates me and the algorithm picking up to recommend.
It's essential.
Early on, immediately.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10 to her.
The EU does not treat the U.S. fairly on trade and that he has some big complaints. Is that true?
Right? And it doesn't mean that we should sit and pretend that it's suddenly okay, that this new presidency is just going to keep on keeping on. That is not the case. And because, final point for me, a year and a half is because...
This is the United States.
You're talking about a man who didn't become the president of the United States because of merit.
This lady is not unstopped.
Where awful things have happened. So,
And sparks move things. And it doesn't matter how much water you have.
Future president and his gag are somebody in policy.
The city of the Pacific Palisades is burning. And, I flew here last night. I was on a plane.
You getting water to areas that need...
He's been trained his whole life to do.
What do we do?
Right now you're looking straight. Remember it.
As a country about James.
Yeah, and then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel. I don't know.
From Jordan.
The 5 tenants of
Palisades Village right here. This is the town center of sorts.
And he did this little dance.
Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii. And
then we watch news or talk.
Now look, I have a lot of...
So please.
I was being lazy on the couch like Friday night. Any more you would criticize.